All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Get Comfy. I am your host, Mike, and today we are with.
I don't remember what my name was on this show.
Okay. I, Crap, it's been a while since you've been on the show.
Pat?
No way. Best friend. Mutual friend. Josey.
Mutual friend. All right. I knew I had a name. I just didn't remember what it was.
And today we're talking about
Final Fantasy 6 and 7?
6 and 7, baby.
The best two?
Get your materia crystals and your magicite ready. Let's get comfy. When we literally started our friendship, it was literally based off of our mutual love of Final Fantasy 6 and 7.
Final Fantasy and The Offspring.
Final Fantasy and the Offspring. Literally, back in the old days of working at Papa John's, when I found out that you liked 6 and 7, because until then, the only person I knew who liked Final Fantasy was my cousin. So the fact that there was somebody who was actually cool that liked Final Fantasy.
Suck it, Justin.
I was like, hell yeah. Actual, legit cool people actually like Final Fantasy too.
I've never been called cool before.
Was that?
I said I've never been called cool before.
Well, I mean,
specifically for liking Final Fantasy. That's bottom of the list of reasons to be cool.
I think it's getting there. I literally have a coworker who was jonesing all week about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. He was like, "Oh my god!" And he's one of those jock men who
gross.
Yeah. He's like, "Man, I love the new Final Fantasy game. It's so great." So I was like, okay. And I tried talking to him about 7, and he was like, "Oh, no, I never played the one on the PlayStation 1. I was like, oh.
I don't know that I've ever heard of anyone not playing 7. Are we starting with one or the other, or going back and forth?
Go back and forth, whichever one.
I mean, I'd like to start with 6.
Start with 6? Because that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my favorite game.
So.
Period.
Why is 6 your favorite?
I mean, it's one of the first video games I ever played, on my own. I was a really little kid the first time I played it, and I played it with my mom because my mom was a big gamer. And we'd sit there playing the game together, and I'd play, she'd play. We'd just take turns playing the game, and it's how I learned how to play games, and it was awesome. I loved all the characters. Every single relevant character had some kind of story with them, so you have an attachment to everybody, which other games I played, were Mario and shit, and there's no story to them, and they're fun, they exist, but who is this guy? Who is this Mario fellow?
So if Final Fantasy was your first introduction to a story-driven game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my first one was 8. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Me too.
But it was the first time I ever found out that a game could be more than just get to the end of the level and hopefully the bad guy's there. Literally, Mega Man X, which is my favorite video game probably of all time.
Mega Man X is great.
I mean, it's got a story. The Maverick's gone rogue. You got to stop them, and Vile's doing something vile.
Yeah.
I mean, not Vile. Sigma.
Who's your favorite character in 6?
Favorite character in 6? Playable wise, Sabin.
Yeah.
Sabin is the best because he has the ability to attack 32 times in a row. And when you max out his level, he can literally do 32, 9,999 damage.
Yeah, I think Sabin could give Goku a run for his money. He's a little broken.
I mean, if we're talking about pure martial arts abilities, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, no, Sabin's definitely got to beat an actual skill, not just pure power, but he's also got pure power.
Yeah. And story-wise, I'd have to go with probably Terra.
Terra's my favorite.
Yeah.
She's my favorite playable character. My favorite character is Kefka.
Oh, yeah.
He's evil and maniacal and chaotic and
that laugh, that SNES bite laugh.
Yeah, dude. It's literally just poor quality old school video game sound, and
your favorite character,
everything to me.
Your favorite character is not Ultros?
Ultros, okay. I do also love Ultros. That
amazing.
Is fair.
Right.
Same reasons though. Chaotic, evil, all the stuff I love.
But pure chaos, because Ultros doesn't ever have a plan. In the Dark World, he's just working at a bar, I think, at the end. He's just whatever, I'm just working at a bar now.
Hey man, it's just trying to get that money.
That's all you want, It's
trying to get that bread. Well, what do octopuses eat? Get those flakes? I don't know.
Get those kelp.
The octopuses eat, I don't know. Whatever, that's all.
So for me, the reason why I love 6 so much, Like it's in my top 5 Final Fantasies. The reason why I like 6 so much was
Where,
because
though?
was that
Where though?
probably 2.
Okay.
Like
All right, we can continue being
yeah.
friends.
I love it because of the amount of extra stuff that you can do in that game. Right, so you have the main story, right? And the main there's not really much to do until you get to Dark World. And once
Second World is the best part.
oh my
though.
god,
I love it so
there's
much.
so much shit. There's all the elemental dragons you can do, track down all the magicite, reform the band. Like you have to literally go and get everyone back again.
Also, I loved personally starting with someone else.
Yes,
Like when you start the second half of the game, you aren't like the main character. Also, there isn't really a main character, which is one of the first times I experienced that in a video game. Like Terra's the main character, I think.
Terra's the main character.
The central story focuses around her, but
the world
everybody's important for the most part, with a few Umaro exceptions.
Usually, if the main theme of the world is another character's song, then that usually is the main character. Like overworld theme in Final Fantasy VI is Terra's theme, and Final Fantasy VII, the overworld theme is Cloud's theme. So, fair assumption to say that she's the main character.
I think Cloud is definitively the main character.
Yeah, he 100% is. Yeah, so like it's all the extra stuff. It's when you can finally go to Go-Go's realm, go and get Go-Go.
Dude, I remember the first time going to Go-Go's like secret world where you get him was a accident.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know because like I didn't read guides. You know, if I found stuff, I found it by accident or by just playing forever.
Oh shit!
So the first time I found him, spoiler if you haven't played this game from 30 years ago,
yeah, I know.
you get eaten by the sandworm, and then you're in his world, and then you can go. You have to beat him and get him.
Which usually, because I think he has to absorb everyone in the party,
everyone alive. If one's dead and then he eats one of you, then you're there.
But it reminds you of like other like fights like that, where like if all the characters get eaten, it's game over.
Yeah, you lose.
So like if 1 and 2 get absorbed and you're just the last one, most of the time people would just choose to run from that fight. Like I don't want to get a game over. I haven't saved in like probably 20 minutes.
It's outdoors though, so I think that's what protected me from running away.
Right.
Because like you can always save outdoors.
Yeah, you can always save outdoors.
So I just saved on the island and was running around because they had a lot of experience or something. It's been a long time.
Usually most Final Fantasies have what's called the island closest to heaven, island closest to hell. So like it's like 2 islands. It's supposed to be like the island where like
Dino Island's the best one in 6. The Dino Forest, I guess. I think it always bothered me as a dinosaur person that the like the Stegosaurus is the strongest monster, not the T-Rex.
Not the T-Rex.
Kind of bullshit. Why is that the second best monster? And you've got Long Neck, the vegetarian, supposed to beat me.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, they'd all beat me. I'm just a guy.
Yeah, like they are huge. All they have to do is step on you.
It's just a dinosaur. I'm not fighting any of them. But like, come on.
So, what is your favorite moment in 6?
Moment? The one that plays in my head forever is the opera.
Oh yeah,
I love the opera.
Classic.
I mean, it was like the background on my phone for so long.
And we got to see it like performed live at Distant Worlds one time.
So good.
That was awesome.
So good. Do you have a favorite moment in 6?
My favorite moment in 6, besides the obvious best Goofy moment in 6, which is the suplex.
Oh, suplexing a train. Yeah.
Suplexing a train.
That's the one that people that don't play the game know.
The moment where Celis is trying to get off that island.
Okay,
like, just that whole moment, because there's 2 ways that can go. You can save him, and it's just him going like, you need to escape this you need to get off this island. You can't stay here and take care of me this whole time. Like he like dips, or you get the bad one where
which is what I got when I first played the game.
Right? I didn't know that there was a second one until it was like you got to catch the fast fish every single time.
Yeah, when you play as an adult and you don't just do it as quickly as you possibly can.
Yeah, you get the tragic like story where it's her throwing her body off a cliff. She's like, I don't want to exist in this world. Everyone that I know and love is dead. It's like such a gut-wrenching moment.
I also honorable mention when the world cracks apart, when Kefka chooses chaos, and you're like, what is happening? This isn't the end. This is only halfway.
Oh my God. It blew my mind.
All right. Well, we're about halfway, so it's probably switched to 7.
Let's switch to 7. It's a fair, because that was, I think 7 is the one where if you played Final Fantasy, everyone's played it.
Yeah.
Like that is like the quintessential Final Fantasy.
It's also the one that people love to hate on the most, which I think is just like
it's the most popular one.
Trendy hating garbage because it's great. I mean, the ending's kind of mid, but like other than that, that game is iconic. You're only hating on it because it's cool to hate.
What I love a lot about 7 as an adult now is understanding how in depth the materia system actually is.
God, I love the materia system.
The fact that, like, I showed you where you can literally chain the right materia together to beat Emerald or Ruby weapon without even touching the controller.
I think my favorite thing, though, is maxing out all and then selling it for like 1 million gil. And you're like, well, I can buy everything for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
You just spend enough time to max out one all and you're like, all right, bought 7 more alls and I'll just level them up as I go.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Just putting them on like a character with the most slots and just leveling up a whole shitload of all and not even... I don't need magic. It doesn't matter.
So who's your favorite character in 7?
That's rough. It's a 3-way tie between like the main 3 characters being Aeris, Cloud, and Sephiroth.
Okay.
I love basically every character in that game, if I'm being honest. I think of the playable characters, I love them all. Maybe. I don't think there's a character I don't like of the playable characters.
No, I love everyone.
I know there's some Yuffie haters, but she's so funny and...
She's also, there's a recent glitch that just got unearthed with her where you can literally duplicate one material. The village arc where she's stealing material. Like, there's a way to, like...
Oh, honorable mention to Reno for most beloved characters.
Oh, yeah. Reno and Rude are fantastic. Yeah. I love that, like, you have the option to fight them or not fight them when you storm Midgar before the crater. They literally show up and they're like, yeah, we're about to fight you. And you're like, how about not? And they're like, you know what? There's a lot of fucked up shit going on right now. And
you guys are low on the priority list.
Yeah. I think it's like at that moment, it's like the moment where like you have 2 villains that like have been chasing you throughout the whole entire series. It's like that moment where they realize like, oh shit, we're the villains. So we're just, you know what? We're going to pretend like we didn't see you. Like we're still going to work for these guys, but we're just going to do you a solid and dip.
Fair. Honestly, the whole Turks group is really dope. What's your favorite moment in 7, though?
Ooh, I mean, I want to make memes about the infamous stab scene.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch.
But I think my favorite moment in 7, that's a good one. Probably would have to be the ending sequence. I love when like the world is going to shit. Everyone's like screaming, crying. They think like their whole life's about to end, and you just have that moment where like Ares themes like starts up again, and like the life stream comes out of the earth and it starts pushing the meteor back out of the way, and it's a very climactic ending. Like compared to other Final Fantasies, I think it's honestly the best Final Fantasy ending. I think I know you say it's mid, but I think 7's ending is better than like 8 or 9's.
Lauren would maybe agree with you, but I don't think anything's better than 9's. Everything's better than 8's. 8's is okay.
Well, 9's is literally just, we'll get there. Sorry, we're doing another episode for 9 and 10.
I think for me, my favorite moment is...
You know what? I'm going to take it back already. I got it. Go. I got it.
No. Say your new one. I'll follow up.
It's the moment that Red 13 realizes that his father did not desert him.
That's what I was about to say.
I was like, hold up. It is that moment.
That's what I was about to say. That was mine. That was mine. And the close second is when they shoot the cannon at the weapon.
Oh, yeah.
I love that awesome shit, man.
Which one? The diamond weapon or the emerald, the sapphire weapon?
Diamond. Diamond.
Like I said, I love the Junin cannon one where he roars up and he's about to shoot the beam and the Junin cannon goes off and shoots him in the face.
Oh, okay.
That's a cool moment.
They're both pretty great.
How about the date between Cloud and Barrett?
Or when you do it with the what is it, Game Shark, and you have the date with Cloud and Sephiroth.
Yeah,
that's peak. That's peak.
You can do that.
That's where you really win, is when you get the date with Cloud and Sephiroth.
There is a way to like actually use Game Shark to make that happen, and I think it's literally.
I watched like a YouTube compilation of all the different ways the date can occur, and Aeris is the worst option, and it's not bad. It's still good. The date's fun, but I could never be mean to both of them the entire game. I felt guilty. I know they're just game characters.
I think they say the hardest one to get is Yuffie. I think she's the hardest one to get because you get her later in the story.
You have to only be nice to her and mean to everyone else.
Mean everyone else.
And like never use Barrett. You just can't even use him because like there are no options to be any nicer to Barrett. No. It's just which mean option you use.
You just literally have to avoid him out of your party and be mean to Ares and Tifa every chance you get.
Like, actually, you know what? I'm taking it all back and I'm going to the funniest option. When you leave Midgard at the beginning and you choose to take Tifa and Aris with you and send off Barrett with Naneki, and he's like, "Oh, I see how it is."
I love that option.
Barrett's like, "Oh, okay, you're going with the 2 women and I get the dog. Cool."
I love that option because like the first time I played 7, God, I was 98, so I would have been 10 years old when that game came. When I played 7,
God, that's like 100 years ago.
I know, right? Because I played that game in 98. The game came out in 97, but I got introduced to 8 first, which came out in 98. And so I played 8 at my cousin's house. Then I went back to our home, and I went to Kmart back when those still existed, and I wanted to go buy Final Fantasy, but they didn't have 8. So I was like, oh, well, let me get 7 then, right? Because it was there. So 7 was the first one I ever bought and owned and played.
Okay. So wait, did you beat 8 or did you just like begin 8?
I began 8 because I like this was like over summer break, like back when like we used to get summer breaks. Hey, you probably didn't get any of those, homeschool kid.
I still got summer break. I was still done. Usually I was done sooner than everybody else.
But yeah, like I think I stayed over his house for like a week, and he had just bought 8, and so like I watched him play some, and he showed me like him summoning a Guardian Force, and that was like the moment where I was like, I saw Pandemonium.
I love Pandemonium,
and I was like, what the fuck is this?
So what about Nibelheim? The flashback Nibelheim. That's probably one of the most iconic scenes. The Sephiroth turning in the fire,
the stab too.
Yeah.
Like
both, like I love both of them. Story narrative wise, first time playthrough, I love the Calm and the Nibelheim story parts, but playing them through on like subsequent playthroughs because I want to play 7, they are my least favorite parts of the story. I am like, ugh. And there are ways to actually skip the Calm story and skip the Nibelheim story. And every time I do a playthrough of 7, I do the glitch to cut through that. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to sit here in Calm for 3 fucking hours. I know this.
That's the Twilight Town of Final Fantasy VII.
It really is. It really is.
Who are your guys' favorite characters?
In 7?
Yeah.
My favorite character is Sid.
Oh, well, okay. That's obvious.
Yeah. Just look at my cosplays.
What about you?
I mean,
drink your fucking tea.
Sid is there, but also I have a soft spot for Kate Sith.
Oh, you sick fuck.
Oh my god.
The Red 13 is really good.
Oh yeah.
To play as.
I love Kate Sith only after the reveal of Kate Sith.
See, Red 13 is great because much like in 9, I would always name him as soon as I got him, Naneki, his name. So when they reveal his name, it's like, oh, your name was your name all along. But like with Steiner in 9, I'd always name him Rusty.
Oh yeah.
So when he's making fun of him, calling him Rusty, and he gets real mad that he's just calling him his name. Oh man, it creates some iconic moments for me.
That moment, but with Garnet, I always I hate when she changes her name to Dagger. I'm like, that's dumb. So I always make it Garnet. And they're like, yeah, nobody will know I'm Princess Garnet with this name. It's like, yeah, except for everybody.
I usually changed her name back to Garnet as well. So
I guess a side note for Final Fantasy VII, what's your favorite minigame?
Ooh,
snowboarding.
I
could snowboard forever.
Sorry, I love the submarine minigame.
The what?
The submarine minigame. Where you have to shoot down the submarines.
You're a psychopath.
I love that game.
That game was such a drag. That was grindcore. Oh my god,
I could shoot down all the submarines in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's grindcore and it's just lame.
I love it. What? Okay.
The basketball game is better.
Oh, the goofy.
Yeah, it's so goofy. Or Chocobo Racing, like.
Oh, you don't like feeding the Moogle one?
God, one. I hated that, man.
It's so dumb.
Hated it so much.
How about favorite boss and why is it Palmer?
Because of the lard. Don't forget the lard. That's the only way to drink tea. I'm sure it's actually good. Like, I joke, but like people say to like put butter in coffee and it makes it better. I don't know why. I'm not going to do it. I don't need to make my coffee fattening, but like...
Favorite boss in 7? Okay, if we take away Safer Sephiroth and...
yes, take away no
Bizarre
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth, all that stuff.
All right.
I would have to say Genova at the very end. Because that song that plays when you fight, oh my god, that is peak.
No, that's great. Oh, another iconic scene that like freaked me out as like a 7-8-year-old playing the game the first time is when you look in the tube that Genova's in. Dude, that scared the shit out of me. Oh yeah. Like little kid, like I'm not even 10 years old. I'm looking in there and I'm like, oh sweet god.
That moment, you see like her face melted onto her. Oh, dude,
it's really dope, though.
It's dope. It's
probably also one of the most iconic in Final Fantasy opening scenes with Aerith and with
the opening the bombing on the 7th reactor or whatever reactor that number is. It's fantastic. That whole opening sequence. Cloud comes in on the train. He flops off the train. Peak,
bro. The amount of times that train would go under the tunnel we used to hang out at all the time, and I was like, just do a backflip. See what happens. What happens is I die and end up under the train, but like it would have went out cool at least.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's 7 is great because like it's edgy before edgy. You know what I mean? Like it toes the line, but it never goes beyond to the point where it's like, oh my god, this is just Dirge of Cerberus went that full route. Oh,
that was hard edge though.
Yeah, that was hard edge. I actually enjoyed that game.
That edge was like edgier than Hayden Christensen in like Star Wars.
I don't like that game, but I enjoy playing it. Like it is like a fun, just go around shooting people.
Yeah, it's fine.
It does.
None of the spin-offs ever hit the way the game hit.
The only reason why I would say like Dirge of Cerberus is fun in a long run is because like it reveals like the fact that there are other weapons besides Diamond, Ruby, Sapphire, Ultimate, and Emerald.
All right, well, this is coming towards the end.
Okay.
What was that game called? There was a fighting game.
Ehrgeiser,
yes. That game, it's not good.
Don't even gotta take a second. I know it's a bad game. It's
But I remember a friend of my brother's brought it over.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, these characters I love are in something else.
Yeah.
That was the first crossover that I experienced, and it was fucking great.
That is, yeah, like that. And then eventually they did Dissidia,
and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is before Dissidia.
Oh, and Smash Bros. God, yeah. But which also has Kingdom Hearts now, too.
Yeah.
So, and that is apparently the end for him.
Yeah.
Sora was the last ad for him being involved in Kingdom Hearts or in Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, it's done. It's
perfect, so it doesn't need anymore, but
yeah,
it's sad.
Yeah, it is
the end.
We'll get one eventually.
No Crash Bandicoot. We changed subjects at the end.
I think that's going to be everything here for 6 and 7.
Yeah, we could go on forever.
We could go on forever because there's the Magicite, there's the way to use that, the materia system.
Yeah, barely touched on gameplay, more or less just
fun
canon love and stuff we enjoyed.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed that, any moments that you enjoyed in the series, leave them down in the comment section. I'll be more than welcome to maybe tie them in the next time we do something for Final Fantasy 6 and 7. So until next time, guys, take it easy.
Yeah, that.